But a fun trip down memory lane for Badger fans, as on Sunday, Wisconsin honored all the alums who've played here at the University of Wisconsin, and specifically the 2008 Big Ten Championship team. We'll hear from a couple of members of that squad, specifically Brian Butch and Greg Steensma. Thursday night, Frank Kaminsky was honored, the National Player of the Year in 2015. Back in town to have his jersey recognized. We'll hear from the guest of honor, among others. Offered that great team of 3 years ago. We'll have our weekly sit-down with head coach Greg Gard, get his thoughts on Frank the Tank, as we bring you this week's edition of the Badger Sports Report.
Right, Happ against Matt Harms. Shot clock at 15. Happ starting to move in, inches into the lane, goes up left hand, back rim no good, got his own rebound, tries again, good. Happ stays with it. He has 4, 12-9 Purdue. Shot clock at 8. Davison against Matthias, and Haas there as well. A throw to Illikainen with 4 to shoot. Pritzel's got a launch. Long 3. Straight on and straight in. Desperation. Deep 3 from Pritzel, and this game is tied at 12. Then the Haas single coverage. Right block lost his balance and lost the ball. Picked up by Pritzel. 2-on-1. Feeds Davison down the lane. Layup good. In transition, the Badgers score again, 19-14 Wisconsin. Naish will dribble to the top, throws to Happ, right of the paint. Ethan starts to go, right of the lane. Haas cuts him off. Happ probing again, low on the left, goes up, block, gets it back, low on the right, muscles it up and in. The persistence of Happ is rewarded. Missed it, rebound tip, pulled down by Happ. Here comes Ethan up the left sideline of the front court. 29-27 Purdue with 14:25 remaining. Ford's open for 3, straight on, straight in. A lean Ford, a 3-point bucket. It's 30-29 Wisconsin, 14:15 remaining. Going to Maish right corner, 10 to shoot, back to Happ. Ethan in the lane, up and under, got it. It counts and a foul. Much needed and 1 for Ethan Happ. Reavers going to be strong with the basketball. Picked up the dribble between the circles. Hands off to Davison with a shot clock at 10. Badgers have yet to really get into the offense. Davison a step back, long 2, got it! And Davison with a big-time shot, 49-46 Wisconsin. A throw to Iverson, top of the circle, matched up with Vince Edwards. Iverson angles to the left, a bounce pass to Happ, moving in on Haas, mid-post left. Happ moving in, left shoulder turn up, right hand good! 2 more for Happ, 51-47 Wisconsin. 2 minutes remaining in Madison. Carson Edwards, front court, right side, down to 4. Vince Edwards, top of the circle, hoisting up a 3. It's no good. Haas the rebound, put back good. It doesn't matter. The Badgers have won it. They have knocked off the Purdue Boilermakers, and we have ourselves a court storm at the Kohl Center.
This group obviously is taken some lumps, had a lot of learning experiences, but the only way you learn from adversity and learn how to handle it is to go through it. That's how you force growth, and I think this group, obviously tonight defensively, I've seen a lot of really good defensive efforts. This is probably ranks right up there.
This team has had a lot of potential all year. We've been coming up short in a lot of games, so especially getting in a game like that, against a team like that in our home court, to get the win, to push it out there at the end, it means a lot. And a lot of people are giving up on us going into the end of the year, but we haven't given up on ourselves.
Well, as of late, we've gotten down big, and then we make our run, and then it's only cut to 7-8 points. So we knew that having it be that close, that we were due for a run, and that's just kept positive attitude towards it.
This is Wisconsin basketball. Stolen by Ethan Happ. Happ to the rim, and he hammers it down with the right hand. He'll drive to the goal and hammers it down. New York City, the Badgers are coming your way. This is left open, snaps off a 3 and drills it. Out the 4 for 3, left of the circle, tie game.
The Badger Sports Report is brought to you by Hy-Vee. Where there's a helpful smile in every aisle, Hy-Vee proudly supports the Wisconsin Badgers.
How do you show up?
Let's go.
Do you just bring it? Or do you bring it all?
Lucas, we gotta go.
Third row like a pro. Step up to GMC with 15% below MSRP on the most popular 2018 Acadia models. That's over $7,600 below MSRP on this all-wheel drive Acadia Denali. We are professional grade. GMC.
This is what collaboration looks like. This is what happens when a cardiologist in Appleton works step in step with specialists at UW Health in Madison. You see, when Terry's condition required a second opinion, his doctor turned to the cardiothoracic team at UW Health. Together, we made sure Terry got the care and the heart transplant he needed. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health, remarkable.
Hi, this is Coach Greg Gard, inviting you to join the Badger Basketball Booster Club. As a member of the Booster Club, you will have the opportunity to participate in a variety of great events, including pregame chalk talks, golf outings, and an away game bus trip. The Boosters play a vital role in assisting our staff and student athletes through fundraising and sponsorship. For additional information on joining the club, please call 608-265-6161. There is no better way to show your support than to join the Badger Basketball Boosters.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
Frank, we're all proud of all of your accomplishments. You and your teammates over there gave us a lot of thrills. To show our appreciation, we will raise your jersey, number 44, to the rafters. It will permanently stay. Congratulations, Frank.
The beauty of sports beyond in the moment, rooting for your team, you have a chance to reflect, and there's been a fair amount of that here at the Kohl Center this past week with the 2008 Big Ten Championship team being recognized, all a part of Alumni Weekend. For the Badgers game last Sunday at the Kohl Center against Michigan. Then Thursday night against Purdue, Frank Kaminsky gets honored, the Player of the Year, National Player of the Year 3 years ago, and has a chance to get back here to town. You saw it up close, and I know you've been asked many times about Kaminsky, Greg. If someone would have suggested he'd have his jersey up in the rafters after his freshman or sophomore year, you probably would have looked at me or whoever with, like, we have two heads,
yeah,
right?
You're probably close to, especially maybe his freshman year, to taking his jersey than you were to actually hanging it up. But no, you talk about a guy that evolved and worked and developed. What a story in terms of where he came from, and a kid that didn't even make his AAU team in high school, had to sit at home and just got to practice with him. That was it. Wasn't good enough to go on any trips. To obviously as a freshman and sophomore, struggled to kind of find his way here. But the jump he took and the commitment he made to making himself better is one for the ages.
I would imagine that he is inspiring young players who he has no idea how many. And I know Jim Polzine has a story up earlier in the week about Taylor Curry, who,
Right.
young man out of Michigan who's going to be coming here, and Kaminsky caught his attention a few years ago. Who knows how many guys like Taylor Curry, or we look at a guy like Kaminsky and are thinking the same thing, right?
Yeah,
it doesn't happen overnight.
We get that a lot. We don't have to bring up Frank too much. We talk to a younger big guy, and they right away say, "Yeah, Wisconsin's where Frank went," and everybody knows the story pretty much. A lightly recruited guy out of Bennett Academy. I think a two-star recruit. Not that you get too wound up in stars, because I've seen a lot of multi-star guys not do so well, and obviously Frank's the testament that it really doesn't matter as long as you put the work in. But like I said, the route he took in terms of making himself better, and really coaches sometimes get too much credit. It's what the player commits to and how they work and develop, and the amount of time he put in the off season to make his body better. Obviously he grew late, so there was an adjustment period there. His really acceptance of being a big guy and putting those skills and working on those skills, and then he applied what he had learned as a perimeter player to that 7-foot frame, and then, like I said, he became such a matchup nightmare with it. You have a 7-foot guy that can shoot it, can put it on the floor, passes it, thinks the game like a guard, and really, obviously,
story has been well told of how good he really is.
Hey, you mentioned that because of the growth spurt, you know, the guy who was a guard became a big. I always thought Frank had come off goofy, right, you know, and just his mannerisms and all that, but I always have been of the belief he's sneaky smart. Basketball IQ high and pretty aware of his surroundings.
He is, and I think that, you know, the thing with I've never been around a player that got so many accolades and so much of a spotlight and so much of a bright platform than him, and still at the same time, every time he went to get an award, anytime he went to get recognized, he always made sure his teammates could come with him. He never wanted to do anything on his own because he knew how important his teammates were, and he really never lost that. I think that's what made him so special and so unique, was that with all the, again, honors he got, he understood it wasn't going to happen without his team and his teammates and what they had done for him, and he made sure that they were right there with him every step of the way.
That team, you mentioned if he was getting an award, the teammates were there. It seemed like that group, especially 3 years ago, did everything together. I think Andy North said it in the Big Ten Elite, the documentary on BTN, that said the losers and all this were the girlfriends, right? Because all the guys, they wanted to do everything together. I don't know if you have to be that way with a team, but it sure is fun if you are, I guess.
Well,
right?
if you want to be good, you do need to be that way.
Okay.
I mean, our best teams have always been our closest teams. They've been old, experienced, and extremely close. They live together on or off campus. They do a lot of things together. There's no individual islands, so to speak. They really are, you know, we've had groups of up to 12 players live in one apartment complex at a time. So I don't know if that's good or bad all the time, but they're, like I said, usually our best teams are our closely knit teams, and that has to go well beyond what happens here on the floor.
Well, you mentioned too, with Frank, his ability to put the ball on the floor. You had a lot of guys, and I don't want to, you know, comparing teams can be very unfair, but all you have to do is look back at clips or games of the 14 team, but of the 15 team as well. When everything else starts to break down, when teams know each other and tendencies, Frank makes a play, Sam makes a play, so on and so forth.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, when you have a group that was that talented, I mean, there was, you know, 4 or 5 that are either in the NBA or are on the cusp of the NBA doorstep with the G League right now, and then you had that much experience, how the ball moved. They knew exactly where everyone was on the floor, especially the older guys. And then, like you said, when things broke down, you have a 7-foot guy in the middle of the floor that can play like a point guard, and that's a hard matchup when you can surround him with shooters and with experience and with that much talent. It made us coaches look really, really smart, but it was the players.
Final one for you, because another example of how smart Frank is, because I think anytime a big comes to Madison now, well, can he do this like Frank? Can he do that like Frank? And Frank is the first guy to say, let whoever it is, if it's Ethan, whoever it is, let that person develop his way, his pace. That's important.
Absolutely, and it's a completely unfair comparison to try to compare somebody to Frank, because it's so unique, the skill set he brought, and so unique in terms of the evolution. I mean, if you would have seen him you obviously did as a freshman and sophomore, you might shake your head some days. I don't know if this guy's going to be able to play for us.
Right.
And like I said, that the jump, really it started to notice it a little bit as a sophomore. You could tell, all right, he's got a chance. Not to be player of the year, but he was going to be a solid Big Ten player. But then the fall of 2013, we went to Canada on a foreign tour. And he really started to show some things there in terms of evolution, body change. He started to embrace being big, those things. I think Eric Helen did wonders for him in terms of helping him change physically. And then obviously everybody remembers the North Dakota game when he set the singles game record, 43 points. That was kind of a national coming out party, so to speak, where, hey, this kid's pretty legit. And then he just kept building and growing from there.
He sure did. Big games on really big stages throughout his career. All a part of a special night at the Kohl Center this past Thursday when the Badgers hosted the Purdue Boilermakers. Coach Gard back in a few minutes with a great day and great question of the week. Stay with us.
This is Lexi Rush. She's 10, and she's amazing. You see, Lexi was born deaf and couldn't hear anything. That was until her doctor in Appleton referred her to the pediatric specialists at UW Health in Madison. Now, 2 operations later, Lexi can hear everything. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health. Remarkable.
Even before the upset of 6th-ranked Purdue on Thursday night, the buzz in the Kohl Center was second to none, as the crowd came to honor former Badger Frank Kaminsky. The 2015 National Player of the Year had his number 44 jersey retired during a halftime ceremony.
I guess I don't truly understand why all the good things happened to me. Because we had such a great team, there were so many different pieces that allowed me to be the person and the player that I was at this school. So, you know, obviously my number is the one that's going up in those rafters, but there's so much more behind it.
Kaminsky thanked his family, friends, the fans, and his teammates during the ceremony, which saw many former Badgers back at the Kohl Center to celebrate their friend.
You always reminisce on those nights that you had, you know, back at school, you know, just hanging out and being together. And, you know, time hasn't changed us. We come back and we have the same jokes, same sense of humor, and being with these guys again is really special.
He worked really hard, so he deserves definitely all the credit. And, you know, we were just along for the ride to help him, whatever areas we could do as far as, you know, competing against him, trying to make him better, hold him to higher standards, and everyone around him now supporting him. So, and again, he's definitely deserving of his jersey up there, and we're just happy we could be here for him.
This wasn't something many saw coming in Frank's first 2 years on campus, but he exploded on the national scene in a big way his junior year, scoring a school record 43 points in a win over North Dakota.
Kaminsky setting a high screen. Canning will use it. Here's the throw to Kaminsky on the right wing with a shot fake. Tries in the lane, up, and that's the record! Left-hand layup, Frank Kaminsky, a single-game school record, 43 points.
The great thing about it was when he had his 43-point game, Josh and I were joking that no one would ever remember who the all-time leading scorer was in a single game, and that's Frank Kaminsky. And he proved me wrong, he proved everyone wrong, he got better, he took this program to places that it hasn't been, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Feeds Kaminsky, 4 to shoot. Frank right of the key, 2 to shoot, fading and flipping. Kaminsky got it!
The development that Frank had in his career was second to none. I don't think any college basketball player maybe ever has had as much development in 4 years that he had. And that just goes to show how hard he worked and what you can really accomplish if you put your mind to something.
Kaminsky finished his career with 1,458 points, good for 12th on the all-time scoring list at UW.
I can honestly say I have no regrets about my time here. You know, I left everything I had here. I gave it my all from the second I stepped on campus, and I left here doing something that I didn't even think I could accomplish. So that's something that's kind of hard to put into words and think about. Wisconsin set me up for the rest of my life, so I'm very thankful for this place and the opportunity that they gave me.
His 44 jersey joins Ab Nicholas as the only numbers hanging in the rafters at the Kohl Center. For the Badger Sports Report with Greg Gard, I'm Ryan Wing.
At Hy-Vee Market Grill, you'll find something for everyone. Steaks grilled to perfection, delicious pasta, wood oven flatbread pizzas, and the burgers are the best in town. Plus, you've got to try our delicious Sunday brunch. And Hy-Vee Market Grills are next to Hy-Vee stores, so it's not like we're gonna run out of food. It's good food, good times, and we love to see people smile. So get on into Hy-Vee Market Grill today.
Welcome back, Grandma. Wow.
I did a lot of shopping in Italy, and I met a nice man.
Ciao. Gino.
Gino.
Da Italia.
He's Italian.
Vieni qua.
Buick now has an SUV for that. The Buick Envision. One of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick. Get 18% below MSRP on every remaining 2017 Envision Essence and Premium model. That's over $7,500 on this Buick Envision Essence.
Most people don't know that UW Health and the University of Wisconsin are national leaders in the field of kidney transplant. They provide new life for those who will likely die without a transplant, and they assure a normal life for those who donate. I would know. I donated a kidney, and together, we saved a life.
UW Health. Remarkable. How do you show up?
Let's go.
Do you just bring it? Or do you bring it all?
Lucas, you gotta go.
Third row like a pro. Step up to GMC with 15% below MSRP on the most popular 2018 Acadia models. That's over $7,600 below MSRP on this all-wheel drive Acadia Denali. We are professional grade. GMC.
back, and what to many going into the season seemed like mission impossible becomes mission accomplished tonight as the Wisconsin Badgers once again are Big Ten champions.
It's always a ton of fun to be back in Madison. 10 years goes quick, but kind of a cool reminder of what we were part of, something special.
Having the guys back together and come together and just kind of look at the video and see what we did and remember about it, you know, it's awesome. So it just means we're old, though, that's it.
That 08 team set a then-school record with 31 wins, an outright Big Ten title, as well as a Big Ten tournament title, a feat matched only by the 2015 team.
Bohannon hooks it past Butch, open three, left side, book. Nothing but net for Brian Butch.
We had a lot of really quality wins, but it was just every day the grind, the effort that we put into it. We knew what we needed to do, and we weren't going to be satisfied not achieving that. So everybody buying in, that was what made that so special.
Michael goes inside, Steamsma slam dunk. Got away from Jones, Steamsma with the flush.
The relationships we had with the group of guys, how close we were. We were more than teammates. We were kind of a brotherhood of guys just playing for each other and doing all the things that Wisconsin basketball is about, and everybody buying in and having a ton of fun doing it.
One underrated aspect of that squad was the chip on their shoulder each player brought, stemming mostly from unfinished business in 2007 when the Badgers were upset in the second round of the NCAA tournament.
Because we didn't accomplish anything the year before. I mean, we're #1 in the country, and we didn't have a championship or a trophy. So I think that was the most frustrating thing, and we knew what we had to do. We all came here for a reason, and it was to win. And to win championships, get to a Final Four. And you know, as good as we were that junior year, we didn't achieve anything. And I mean, we won a lot of games, but we didn't get a hardware, right? We didn't get the trophy. So that was the chip on the shoulder. We knew we needed to do something if we wanted to be able to come back here and do what we started out to do.
What did it feel like then to lift those multiple trophies that year, your senior year?
Yeah, it was pretty special. You know, something that we put all our time and effort towards, and finally to achieve that was awesome. To be able to do it here on senior night was really, really special, and then obviously to do it in the Big Ten championship, you know, in Indianapolis was right up there as well.
It could have been an even more memorable season had the Badgers not run into some guy named Steph Curry in the Sweet 16.
You can always play the what-if game, and we just kind of enjoy what the success we had, and it makes it a little bit easier to swallow for him having the career he's had.
Still, I don't know how many Golden State games I can watch without a little bit of a cringe.
Despite that loss, it's a season the Badgers and their fans won't soon forget. For the Badger Sports Report with Greg Gard, I'm Ryan Wing.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
At Hy-Vee Market Grill, you'll find something for everyone. Steaks grilled to perfection, delicious pasta, wood oven flatbread pizzas, and the burgers are the best in town. Plus, you've got to try our delicious Sunday brunch. And Hy-Vee Market Grills are next to Hy-Vee stores, so it's not like we're gonna run out of food. It's good food, good times, and we love to see people smile. So get on into Hy-Vee Market Grill today.
Welcome back, Grandma. Wow.
I did a lot of shopping in Italy, and I met a nice man.
Ciao. Gino.
Gino.
Da Italia.
He's Italian.
Vieni qua.
Buick now has an SUV for that. The Buick Envision. One of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick. Get 18% below MSRP on every remaining 2017 Envision Essence and Premium model. That's over $7,500 on this Buick Envision Essence.
This is what collaboration looks like. This is what happens when a cardiologist in Appleton works step in step with specialists at UW Health in Madison. You see, when Terry's condition required a second opinion, his doctor turned to the cardiothoracic team at UW Health. Together, we made sure Terry got the care and the heart transplant he needed. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health, remarkable.
The Badger Sports Report is brought to you by UW Health. UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
Time for this week's Great Day and Great Question of the Week. We check in with Bob down in Bloor. He wants to know, Coach, do schools have any kind of clout in trying to get the league office and TV partners to schedule Saturday games here at the Kohl Center?
Thanks for your question, Bob. Typically right now in the climate we're in terms of TV and the networks and everything, no, we don't. We maybe have a little bit of say in terms of the time per se, but more so that comes if there's a facility conflict. We have to have hockey at home or there's something else going on here at the Kohl Center. But by and large, because of adding the fourth TV network with Fox jumping in, it's put us on really every night of the week is open as we've seen. And there's no rhyme or reason or rhythm to it at all. It's some days you get a few more days off than others. Sometimes you're going Saturday, Monday. It's really, I guess, with TV and everything financially that comes with that, that's the landscape we're in right now.
Yeah, it speaks to the popularity of college basketball.
Exactly.
People love to watch it any night of the week. It's a challenge, though, most of all for players, especially this year with the schedule being condensed as it is with the conference tournament being a week earlier. You know that. We've talked about it quite a bit this season. A great game with a location up in Wausau, as well as 4 in the Madison area, east side of town, downtown Fitchburg, as well as Hilldale. This third game of the 3-game homestand coming up for the Badgers Monday night, taking on Minnesota, 8 o'clock tip here at the Kohl Center, and then Thursday on the road taking on Northwestern. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
Honoring all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. Every division, every sport, the Learfield Directors Cup. The prestigious award continues its reign as the crowning achievement in college athletics. To follow your favorite team, like us on Facebook, find us online and on Twitter. The Learfield Directors Cup.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
A pulse, felt by one, sends a ripple, felt by some. A shiver, felt by many, until it amplifies, magnifies into a tremor that electrifies. Badgers everywhere, moving as one, tilting